Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
and the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's no.
And today we are jumping into and returning for Force. May the Force be with you. I'm just kidding. It's Power, Force, Season 2, Episode 1. Yeah, Shade Squad, as you know, we usually do these lives, but obviously we missed that because we like to do them on Sundays. So yes, please make sure that you join us next Sunday as we will be live, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I really miss our Shade Squad watching this. I had so many questions. I was so confused, and I needed somebody to break down a lot of this for me. And so this review is gonna be reviewing. I did my best, y'all. But I look forward to seeing y'all next Sunday. 9-10 o'clock. I don't know, 9-10 o'clock. But I look forward to seeing y'all next Sunday, because help a sister out. I may need to go back and watch last season this weekend or something, because yeah, it just wasn't everything
The recap
wasn't
didn't help you?
huh?
The recap didn't help you?
No, not really. I didn't even remember most of the people's names until they repeated them several times. Like, I literally didn't get Claudia or Diamond's name until almost the end of the episode. I was literally walking around Vic's sister, that girl. That all my notes say that. So if y'all hear me say that, that's because that's what I really wrote down when I was taking my notes. And I didn't get a chance to change it yet. But thank y'all. Thank y'all. If you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into the confusion that is Force. I'm confused. Maybe y'all can help me out, as drop down in the comments, help a sister out. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get shady. So Tommy is sitting over here drinking his woes away over Lilliana. As we know, she passed away last season. And then he starts to hear her voice. Said,
Even death, she's telling him to wreck some stuff.
Keep hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark. I'm just like, and
you made that just sound like they had a whole different type of relationship.
You stupid. So basically, basically Liliana's telling him, get your shit together and go avenge my name. Go get them. So Tommy's like, you're right. And he vows to make the villains pay for killing her. So then we see him run up on some guy.
Yeah, he ain't waste no time.
Do we know who the guy is?
He works for I believe he works for Walter.
Okay. Drop down in the comments. Who was this guy, y'all?
There's flunkies all throughout this show, and they all have names.
He asks him for some information about who killed Liliana. He then slashes his face, kind of like Liliana, and then tells him if he doesn't, he'll cut his tongue out. So obviously he ends up coughing up the information and lets him know that Walt Whitman, which we know is the big head. I love him though. I did not forget his name. That was the one name I did remember. I think we took a poll, and I might put one out there for the Shade Squad, but I think we took a poll when we were doing Power last season on who was the baddest villain of all time. And I think it was between Monet, what was it? Monet, Walt, and it was somebody else. And I definitely think Walt won. I definitely think he won but I may be wrong. I'm gonna put it out there for y'all again, and we're gonna vote on it. But anyway, so yeah, and so yeah, Walter's gonna be at Claudia's tomorrow. So then he plans to go and off him, and that's what's going down. And as we open up the episode, I said, well, they came out the gate swinging. One thing I will say, I wasn't bored, confused, but I wasn't bored.
So Kate, she's in the house being a real deal grandmother to D-Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Shocker to me. While Tommy and JP are off to the side making plans for Tommy to take out the Flynns.
I didn't figure out JP's name to the end of the episode either.
What'd you say? Tommy's brother.
Tommy's brother.
Tommy
Look,
also
even said Kate is taking care of her grandson. I don't even know the little boy name.
I thought I was the one with the problem with names.
Again, I was so busy trying to keep up with the story. I didn't have time to figure out names. We were on a time limit. If I had time to stop and go and stop, I would have been okay. But I was like, just watch it through and pick up what you
So Tommy noticed how good she was doing with him and said she looked tired. So he tried to give her some coke, wake her up,
give her a little bump.
Yeah, a little bump. So I'm so proud of Kate. She said, I ain't taking none of that. She said she's staying clean.
I was very proud of Kate. I said, look at Kate turning over a new leaf.
Yes, she is.
And it always be that grandmother stuff to do it to you, to change your parents, and you don't even know who they are anymore.
Yeah, because Tommy don't recognize her. He like,
what'd you say?
I said, because Tommy don't recognize her. He like, who the hell is this?
Right. He was like, I wish she would have done this for me.
So the police are still trying to figure out who Tommy is and what happened with the shootout. Then Tommy went to go meet up with Diamond, so that they could have like a meeting with the crew, and discuss how they're moving forward. Huh? You
CBI. I did catch that. Because they said it so many times.
Yeah, everybody said it. They said it throughout the whole thing. So they want to discuss how they plan on moving forward. Basically, both of the brothers, Diamond and Jennard, basically said that each other is unalive to them. The only thing that I'm confused about is it seemed like in both crews, did you notice that there was somebody named Chief?
Oh no, I didn't.
The only reason why I was confused about that is because I was like, did they really have two people named Chiefs in the same crew? And now they split, or is Chief just straddling the fence and playing both sides? But I did notice that on both sides they had somebody named Chief. So of course, there's always that one. There's always one. There's this dude named Chewy. He's feeling some type of way about, Tommy being this white boy in a position of power. Diamond feels like, he's like, basically, if you don't want to stay here, there's the door, you can leave, and tells Tommy that he's gonna fall in line. And Tommy really don't give a damn. Tommy's just like, he better.
Or I can make him fall in line. Which way he
Exactly. And Jennard is telling, look, I said his chief, that basically, they need to hurry up, sell this product, because right now they underwater. He don't even know how he's gonna have re-up money. And he up here making all these promises to CBI, or no, CBI. What's his crew's name? Are they treason?
Yeah, they're treason. I was confused by that. It took me to the end to get that.
I think their crew name is treason, is what I'm thinking.
We know y'all gonna correct us if it's not. So go ahead.
My thing is, sir, you definitely got the short end of the stick. You ain't got no money. You hardly got no product, and you lost your name.
It's treason.
Right. Look, this comes out too. Stupid. So Tommy is explaining to Diamond that, he has to handle the whole Lilliana Flynn situation. And he basically told him, you either with me or, do not.
You either with me or against me.
Well, he ain't say that, but he's like, I ain't waiting on you, basically. So Diamond tells him that, he can't do nothing. He got to go see his parole officer. And the last dude that he had on the payroll got fired. So now he's got this new guy, and, he got to try to fill him out and see if he's willing to take a payout. So Tommy told him to go deal with your stuff and hit me up later. Diamond lets him know that he has to go meet up with Garcia about the re-up. And Tommy's like, I need in on that. So Diamond really wasn't feeling it, and Tommy basically let him know, look, if we partners, I need to meet the connect. That's just what it is. So then Diamond gets a text from Adrian saying that, shame about this life, and it's over. He just kind of laughed it off. He's like, I already got what I want to do, so it is what it is.
Who's Adrian?
That's the girl from last season that Diamond was messing with the curly hair.
Oh, her.
You saw the text and was like, what the hell is that?
No, that's how insignificant. Wasn't she like a little bit of a whore? I won't say, I won't put that on her.
You sure you ain't thinking about Vic's girl?
Okay, yeah.
No, Adrian is the one that initially tried to mess with him to like get information or something like that.
One of them was given very Carrie. But anyway, so it was giving very Carrie vibes. So Walt is out here talking to some guy, is what my notes say, about protecting his family and getting rid of Tommy Egan. Oh, Dublin. Dublin is the guy. Look, I only remember because they said his name at the end. So I think that's Dublin who he was talking to.
I feel like Dublin is the crew, but they did say his name at the end, but I think I have it at the end.
Well, anyway, he's sitting there talking to some. We'll go back to some guy. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what his name is.
You can call him Dublin because I think Dublin is like his crew.
Whatevs. Anyway, Dublin, some guy, Target, So the guy meets him and tells him that there's a price for war and a price for peace. And basically, if you don't want me to retaliate, what are we retaliating for? What are we upset about?
He basically gave him a bunch of his guys to help go to war, and none of them came back.
Look at nails. Okay, nice. Okay, so he basically says, like, there's going to be some retribution in this. And unless you play, and he slides him a check and says, unless you go ahead and sign the bottom and you can go ahead and post date it.
Were you not watching it while you was taking notes?
No, and it says pay it by the end of the month. He told him to post date the check for the end of the month.
He did not give him no check. First of all, they don't take checks.
No, he's saying, Walt, go ahead, fill out this check. It was a blank check. Well, not a blank check, but it had an amount on it.
They don't
and he said, go ahead and post date it for the end of the month. I'm going to take it with me.
You close.
And then I'm going to cash it on the day of the check.
It was a piece of paper, but it wasn't a check. He wrote down a number on a piece of paper, folded it up, and told him, basically, this is how much you got to give me by the end of the month. And Walter was hoping for some type of friends and family discount. And he was like, homie, you was friends with my daddy, not with me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. So Walt got to come up with the money so that this dude doesn't retaliate against Walter or his family. But yeah, it wasn't no check. Gangsters in the street. They don't take checks.
They don't write checks.
They don't take checks.
Meanwhile, we still see Vic. He's still mourning the loss of his boo. And
I said the same. I literally said Victor's still mourning the loss of his boo.
Great minds think alike.
I couldn't think of the girl name.
I couldn't either. So, and I don't think they ever said her name again. So I just didn't know.
No, they didn't.
So he's getting the call. That's how bad they wanted us to forget about her, but they're gonna bring up Adrian. So he's getting calls from his dad and he ignores them and basically says that he will pay. You're gonna pay, Dad,
He mad. His
Big
daddy
mad.
lied. His daddy a liar.
And look, my next one, go ahead, but my next one says old boy makes an appearance at his parole office.
So Diamond went to go see his parole officer. He found, he got a whole new one. And basically, I guess the force found out that the dude
was working for or was on the payroll.
Exactly, was on the payroll. And this dude is a complete asshole. Okay, he basically told him that he runs a tight ship, things is about to change. And he told him that, I want you to win. But at the same time, told him if he breaks any infraction, his ass is going right back to prison. He was like, that's not even an excuse for being late. He was like, last 2 times you came here to see your parole officer, I see you was late. Diamond tried to explain. He's, there's no excuses.
Oh, and lets him know that he needs to be clean and sober, and he will be doing drop-ins.
And random drug tests.
And he can't associate with other felons. He's broken every rule. You should just go ahead and lock him up.
Did you notice that's why he didn't smoke with Tommy? When Tommy offered him to Jay?
Oh, I did notice.
So Tommy is out hunting Walter. And he finds him.
He was out there like the Yosemite Sam.
He was
Like he was
out there
looking for
hunting.
rabbit.
And he found him and started to take a shot, but realized that he had protection. So he decided to back down. Walter, and this was when he was going to see Claudia. So he goes upstairs, he goes to see Claudia and Vic to see what's up, why they not answering his calls. Vic really ain't here for it. You know, it's looking like it's taking everything inside of this man to hold back and not flip out on his father. Claudia feels a little bit better about the fact that, you know, Dublin is not coming after them. But she knows that once Tommy finds out about Lilliana, he's going to be coming after her. So Walter's like, you know, don't worry about that. We're going to take him out before he finds out anything. So Walter tells them, you know, stay by the phone. He don't want nothing to happen to them. Vic is pissed. And, you know, he don't trust his daddy. And Claudia, she don't really give a damn. She's like, let's discuss business. She said, let's discuss this partnership. Let's, you know, talk about making some money and F daddy. So they decide to do a partner 50-50 split. And, you know, Vic said that he is
I just
all
don't
about
understand
it.
why, if your sister would be in on or know about having the love of your life taken out, why you would ever, again, this is another one. You know what? Because you're not from the streets, I don't expect you to, but because you're playing in the streets, I expect you to be smart. But it's giving not very street smart, but go ahead. So Tommy's upset. He's complaining to his brother, JB, as we know, about what's going on and how, you know, he wants to basically take care of the Flynns because of what happened, as we know, to Lilliana. Now, basically, his brother is still pushing to help and thinks that, you know, he can be of some value to Tommy. So Tommy actually changes the subject, and I actually thought this was a really cute. I love how, as ruthless as Tommy is, the fact that when he does have a heart, he's like the sweetest
heart. No, he does have an amazing heart.
He's like, he can be like the sweetest person and then like put a bullet in you. It's crazy. So
he doesn't put a bullet in people that he loved for no reason.
So Tommy changes the subject and surprises him with a new bar. I said, oh, that's cute. And of course, JB is not really looking for any handouts. And Tommy lets him know that basically he owes him, since his, you know, son, no, I don't know this little boy's name, was shot on,
D-Mac.
Oh, D-Mac. Thank you. Now D-Mac was shot on his watch. Meanwhile, some creepy lady is dusting off fingerprints on his car while he's inside, and we figure out by the end of the episode that it's the Popo. Oh, okay. Now,
you didn't know that when she was doing it?
I didn't know if it was for the Flynns. I didn't know.
Oh no, because remember the conversation.
I knew she was the ops, but I didn't know.
Remember the when they were in the office with the police, she told them they had by the end of the week to figure out who Tommy was.
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
But I remember they said something, but again, I didn't know who none of them people was in the police station. So I just didn't have time.
She like skip.
Yeah, right. So then Claudia goes over to her little warehouse where she got the pharmacist, that's her name, kidnapped. And she lets her know that she, you know, the pharmacist is like, ma'am, this is not what I wanted to do with my life. I would like to be free again. And
right. People think that she's like gone, right? Like
beats the hell out of me.
Like
I don't know.
I felt like from last season, people either thought that she like went on a trip and didn't come back, or she's just like gone permanently.
Where she is, she will be. So she lets her know that she can't live like this. Sorry, spoiler. So she lets her know she can't live like this. And Claudia lets her know, well, either you will or you'll be unalive. Your choice.
She did offer to give her the breakdown so that she can leave. And Claudia basically is like, I ain't doing it. You doing it.
Right.
Because you're going to do what I say. Or you ain't making it out of here. Either way. So Jennard went to go see Chewie at the basketball court.
You know what? I put, he approaches the Judas. That's before I knew his name. I said the Judas of the group. Because that's what Chewie was given, Judas.
The Judas? Damn, I wish I would let you do that part. So Jennard went to go see Chewy at the basketball court and basically made him an offer he can't refuse. He told him that he would charge him 500 less a brick of whatever, they were offering him, and give him an extra 10% on top of whatever he moves. Told him, come on home. Chewy said, okay. He said, fuck Diamond and that white boy.
Judas.
That's basically how that went.
Right.
So then Jennard went to go see Miguel or Garcia.
Hefe. I thought it was Hefe.
Hefe, he goes by Miguel, Hefe, Garcia.
See, this is why, Shay Spot, I didn't have time. I did not have time.
You know what I think it is? I think it's whoever is talking about him. I think his people call him Hefe. Just means boss. Jennard called him Miguel, and I think Diamond calls him Garcia.
The man of many names. Go ahead.
Right? Look, it's not like they haven't done it before.
Right.
So they go, he goes to see him and tells him that he's gonna be a little light on the re-up. What's crazy is
no, you're not.
What's crazy is he still had the balls to say this after watching him torture someone. Yeah, Hefe. Okay, he said no. He said, you'll have my money this Friday.
Yeah, bitch better have my money.
And of course, Jennard said he would. He told him that we ain't ever had no problems. And let's keep it that way. Okay. He said, get my money or you'll end up like the dude back there screaming.
Don't start now, won't be now.
Basically. Jennard went to go see Claudia and offer her an opportunity for her to bankroll his new stuff. And he'll split everything 50-50. She had no problem turning down his offer. She said she got her hands full. What?
Here's another one. Again, maybe because these are preppy, suburban, probably private school kids. I don't know, just knowing what I know about Jennard and probably what she knows about Jennard, I don't know if I would have, in my apartment, turned my back on him.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a sense of, I know he ain't going with me because he knows he might,
because of who I am and
right. But to me,
I would assume she would also have surveillance. I would think.
Even still, I was sitting there, and when she turned around and walked away, I was like, he can just come knock you over the back of the head.
I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking the same thing. Then I was like, maybe she has surveillance, I would think. But then I was like, but surveillance only helps you after the fact.
Right. So unless she had a gun on her while you know what I'm saying? That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So now Tommy and Diamond go to visit Hefe, and they do not feel Tommy's white presence being there. Okay. Hefe says that he's been waiting for him, and Diamond says that he wanted to see him. And Hefe believes that he's probably going to say that he's short on cash like Jennard. However, Tommy lets him know they want to double the amount of product.
Got that bag of money, like we ain't got no money problems over here.
Right. So I got plenty of money.
Basically.
And Hefe asks Tommy to excuse himself to the back while he talks to Diamond privately, because he feels like Tommy is overstepping and stuff, and he don't really know who he is like that. So now, in the meantime, in between time, Maria, I did get her name, Hefe's sister, walks in, and Tommy tries to introduce himself, but she's not really interested in getting to know him or him getting to know her. So then Diamond walks in and lets him know that Maria is off limits, and Tommy tries to reassure him that, coochie is the furthest thing from his mind.
That don't mean you ain't gonna take it.
And that don't mean she ain't gonna get it. Okay. So then Jennard goes to the boxing gym to visit some chick. I believe her name is Shanti. I did pick up her name. And she let him know that she's still rocking with him and she's not rocking with Diamond and the white boy. She seems to have a thing for him and says that she's always got his back and his front and his side to side. I did add a little bit extra in there, but still.
There was a quick little clip where we saw Maria giving Miguel some I guess insulin shots. He's diabetic.
Because he's diabetic.
Now Tommy, he's talking to Diamond and he wants to know about the conversation that he had with Miguel. Diamond lets him know that it was about him. and that he basically let him know that they're partners and that, you know, he trusts him. So Tommy, in true Tommy fashion, he says he's ready to cut out the middleman. He said, why we can't be our own connect? He's like, why we can't go deal directly with the cartel? What's stopping us? Diamond said only the two biggest connects in Chicago, the Serbs and Miguel. Hello? And he was like, you know, that can only happen if they're taken out. Tommy said, well, you know, this is a violent city. You know, anything is liable to happen in Chicago. Crime is up right now. I said, if this man. So Diamond gets a text from Claudia. No, Diamond got a text that Claudia has Dahlia back up and running. And he's like, you know, there's going to be a super problem with it for us. Tommy calls JP and had him blast Dahlia's breakdown all over the internet.
I love when Tommy did that. I thought that was so dope.
So, of course, Vic and Claudia are pissed off now. Tommy went to go check on D-Mac. This boy still got a bullet wound, still talking about getting back into the street.
He ready to get back to the streets.
And Tommy ain't here for it. And then he snatched his phone because he felt like he wasn't listening. And D-Mac was like, yo, like that's you know, that's how we making the money. Like that's, you know, it's all over social media, and he's showing him like the emojis and how they're moving product. So he tells him, you know, if you cut me in, you know, I can help you with that. Of course,
Tommy ain't trying to hear that.
Well, no, at first Tommy wasn't.
Right.
But when you're talking about money, Tommy's like, all right, that's fine as long as you do it from this couch and from this house. So, you know, of course, D-Mac agreed. Now, Claudia went and she, you know, basically took out the doc because
she pretty much executed the pharmacist.
Yeah, took out the doc. She thought that she was the one that leaked Dahlia's recipe and basically said, you know, everybody's making a bootleg version of Dahlia, so she's useless to her now. Tommy is being a little stalkerish. Somehow he happened to run into Maria again while she was waiting for the bus. He is confused as to why this girl ain't got no car. I'm not gonna lie, I was too. Okay. She said she don't even know how to drive, but she did say that her brother offered, but she doesn't want anything to do with any blood money. So he offered her a ride and she turned it down. So he waited with her at the bus stop. I said, last thing on your mind, huh, sir?
Mm-hmm. Don't let Hefty catch you.
Mm-hmm. So he offered to teach her how to drive if she wants to learn. And she said, you ain't even gonna be around long enough, sir. Living this life you living. And she was like, if you were smart, you wouldn't even be working with my brother because you'll just end up being just a number. I said, oh. So she basically lets him know that she doesn't mess with people that do business with her brother. And she hopped her ass right on that bus and left his ass.
Okay. And then he gets a text from Diamond. And basically he lets him know what the plan is that his nephew has came up with, and how they basically have been able to move, you know, a little bit more weight. And Diamond confirms that, yeah, he's getting calls about people like they need to re-up. So this is obviously a good thing. I said, y'all are really, I guess they're going by the real world, but I'm just like, we've seen this in Ghost and now here we are in Force, but I guess technology is everything nowadays that, you know, who really, people order their drugs offline. I know because I have friends. I don't know because I do it. But I'm just saying that, you know, people order their, you know, stuff offline at this point. So I guess it is just a technology thing. Nobody actually goes up to the dealer anymore and, you know, goes
corner no more.
To go around the corner down the street no more. So I get it. You gotta be hip. You gotta be past AOL and that dial-up. Now, so in the midst of all this, some random guys pull up. Still don't know who these people are. It was
Merkovic.
Oh, Merkovic. Okay. So Merkovic pulls up telling them that they're on their territory and that Jennard gave it to them. Tommy tells them to fuck off and Jennard, and it wasn't his to give. And they basically will be like, we'll be back, you mother. and they run off into the night. And so then Tommy gets a call that his nephew, I'm just saying, then
They run off into the night, huh?
run off into the night, even though it was day. So Tommy gets a call that the nephew's gunshot wound is infected. So the hospital is mad crowded, and luckily before they call security on Tommy, because he at the desk yelling at the lady like somebody need to see him right now. Maria runs up because she works at this hospital conveniently, and is able to like move him to the front. So meanwhile, Jennard is getting his ass kicked by the same guy who wrote Merkovic. And he tells him that basically he needs to get his territory back or else. So Jennard just got it real bad right now.
Yeah, basically. Then back at the hospital, Maria basically saved the day. Z-Mac is going to be fine. And Tommy is forever grateful. Tommy had to go meet up with Diamond, and he found out that Chewie flipped.
He said, let me give you some forever.
Favor for favor.
All right.
So he found out that Chewie flipped, and he's working with Jennard now. So Tommy said he can't let this slide because that's his reputation. And Diamond really ain't with it. Tommy said, all right, you do you. I'm fine taking care of it. Diamond tries to basically talk him off a cliff, run it like, yelling after him, and one ear out the other. Tommy left out. Jennard was at his place looking like a scared little bitch when Shanti knocked at the door. She said, it's all in the streets, and he's having some money problems. So she came and brought him some, basically the rest of what she had. He said, I don't want that. I want you. And then they got down with the get down.
Yes, they did.
So Vic basically bailed on his sister. He told her that, she's making moves without him. It's supposed to be a partnership. And, she didn't have to take out the doc. And being in business with her is basically like being in business with their father.
Yeah.
So he wishes her luck. And he's like, I'm outie.
That's what I was saying from the beginning.
Now, I don't remember this flunky's name. This was the original flunky from season 1. I think it was Paulie. Does that name sound familiar?
We'll go with Paulie.
Okay, we're gonna go with Paulie. But he came and told Walter that basically he's having some cash flow problems, and they ain't got enough money to pay Dublin. So he suggested that he, sell some.
Start selling some stuff. Go on what is it? The Facebook market. Get rid of some of that old stuff.
Assets.
The Facebook marketplace.
I can't. Walter said that ain't happening. And the dude's name is Brandon. I have right now.
Oh, because mine says his advisor.
Who, the flunky?
Yeah.
Flunky? Yeah, I think that's Paulie. Now he says that he knows Brandon has always wanted Chicago. So if he don't deliver this money, he knows he's gonna try to use that against him. And he said, like his old man said, basically, if you want peace, you got to prepare for war. So it sounds like he might be going to war with Dublin rather than paying. Then
the creepy cop.
Yes. They're super excited because they figured out who the hell Tommy is from these,
and that he ain't dead.
And basically they're realizing just how dangerous Tommy is, and the fact that he ain't even supposed to be alive in New York. So they're assigning a task force to him. Then Tommy ran up on Chewie, and basically I'm gonna say he gave him a chance to live, but knowing Tommy, I don't know if he probably still would have popped him, but he took him out anyway. That was that.
It's one thing I love Tommy for. Loyalty is a big thing for him.
He's consistent.
Consistent and loyalty is his biggest thing. And
those are huge for me.
Consistency and loyalty. Consistency and loyalty.
That's what I asked for. What else could you ask for? Tommy's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm here for it. All right, Shade Squad. Thank you so much for tuning in to our review of Force Season 2. If you have not already, please make sure you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, and the Facebook. And like Nell said, make sure your notification bell's on so you are aware when we go live next Sunday for episode 2 of season 2 of Force. But yeah, thank you guys so much and have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Good night.